Hombre, joder, no puedo, no puedo. 俺们那嘎就是这么说。这个男就算同不都是正经的观众人嘛？俺们咁先。Hi there, how's it going? Today I want to share with you some tips that might help you sound more native in the languages or the language you're studying. And these tips have definitely helped me pass in many occasions and in many languages as a native speaker. Trust me, that comes with a lot of perks. The first thing you can do is to learn the right fillers, because in every language there are specific fillers distinct to that language. Like quand je parle français, donc est-ce que parce que voilà, c'est comme ça. See what I did there? ويغرتا سوزلي دران وقتا مش عندي مش. See, it's the same thing in Uyghur. But beware, please don't overdo it, because I know like a lot of people who they sound like this, they they don't sound like the most intellectually gifted people on earth. Just be careful when you're using the fillers. The second tip is to pick a regional dialect or a regional accent. Most native speakers of your target language probably don't know the dialects and the accents in that language very well, or well enough to tell you apart from the real thing. So that gives you more leeway, a greater degree of freedom to, make some mistakes in pronunciation, to sound a little bit off here and there without being noticed. For example, if I were to go to New York, I can choose to sound like the Asian dude who sounds like a hillbilly. Or if I visit California, I can claim to park my car in Harvard Yard. That will make me sound wicked smart. And let's take an Korean example. 지금 남조선 동무들을 나 어디 사람인지 알 수 없지 않습니까? 없지요. Or if your tones in Mandarin are a little bit off, you can choose to sound like this in Taipei. 谁知道我不是正经的关中人嘛？ Or you can sound like this. 就是俺们那嘎就是这么说话的。They would think you're from Dongbei. It's actually where I'm from. The accent was a little bit exaggerated, but I'm actually from there. See, in that way, you can hide your foreign accent beneath or under that dialect. But the thing with this trick is that you have to learn the accent or the dialect with a certain degree of accuracy, which is not a simple task on its own. Tip number 3. Everybody knows about the Italian what the fuck or the Indian head shake. But there are physical nuances in every language, every culture, even every dialect. Body movements, hand gestures, facial expressions. Like when I start speaking Spanish, I can't help start shrugging my shoulders que si hacer esto no puedo hablar. Hombre, joder, no puedo. And if you study Chinese, you might have noticed like some Chinese men tend to have this hand gesture when they try to convince, when they trying to convey a point. 就是这么回事儿，跟你说。Or if you go down south, the south of China, you may see something like this. 再咁啦，係咪咁先？ You see, these little details are actually sometimes what cause the best language learners to give away their real identities. But hey, you don't have to sound native to know a language really well. Henry Kissinger had a very thick accent until his death, but he still became the Secretary of State of the United States. Joseph Conrad probably had a bad accent when he wrote Heart of Darkness, which became one of the most influential works in the history of English literature. That being said, being able to sound native does come with a lot of perks, especially in homogenous and xenophobic societies like Japan or Korea or Hungary or Poland. I mean, there's nothing you can do about the looks, but trust me, an accent does help. Disclaimer here. These tricks, these tips won't help you become fluent in a language or achieve native level fluency. If you really want to achieve native level fluency or close to native level fluency, you have to put in the work and the time to study the phonemes, the grammar closely, avoid the grammatical mistakes in pronunciation, things like that. But hey, you know what they say, fake it till you make it. And this is how you fake it. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time. Ciao.